ones in this quarter?
Yes. Yeah, I'm hoping by Wednesday to have those all done. I had a paper due last night and I was struggling getting it all done. So I've got, about half of them done. So by Wednesday, they should all be in. Okay, so this is an example of the micro theme using source as a lens. They used a scene from the movie Frozen, and the essay was called Slamming the Door, an analysis of Elsa. So I know you guys don't know that article, because that's not something we've read, but this will just give you an example of what the source as a lens should look like, okay? The title, I've got this, Female Empowerment in Disney's Frozen. The Disney princess has been a fixture in American culture and a formative part of young girls' identities. Ever since Cinderella, Disney princess films have affirmed the Prince Charming myth, true love with Mr. Right. Since the release of Frozen in 2013, questions have been raised about the extent to which the film subverts the Prince Charming myth and whether feisty Princess Anna and her sister Princess, later Queen Elsa, with her cryokinetic powers triggered by emotions, represent a new sort of female empowerment. In her essay, Slamming the Door, an analysis of Elsa, Shira Fader sheds light on what Elsa and Anna's relationship has to do with their empowerment. Despite having abandoned and frozen her kingdom, Elsa is neither a princess in need of rescue by Prince Charming, nor a typical evil Disney villainess. Pitted against a perfect sister, Anna, Fader called Elsa a hero antagonist who embraces how she is different, think let it go, and who chooses to exile herself to protect her sister and her subjects. As a hero antagonist, Fader argues, it is Elsa who functions in the story to provide the obstacles for the also flawed protagonist, Anna, to overcome. Anna, despite the objections of her sister, is duped into love at first sight and agrees to marry the scheming Prince Hans, who intends to claim their kingdom. Despite the freeze out from her sister and later from Hans, Anna resists the classic fairy tale rescue by the mountain man Kristoff and her quest to save the frozen kingdom. Anna's ultimate test and Elsa's role in it come to a head in the blizzard scene in which the sisters try to locate each other. At the very moment Anna could be reunited with Kristoff, who loves her and wants to save her, she turns and sees that the evil Hans is about to stab Elsa with a sword. Anna blocks Hans' attack, but in touching Elsa, is turned into solid ice. However, she melts right away since she has performed the selfless act of true love that thaws a frozen heart. It is significant that the good guy Kristoff is a bystander to the heroism of Anna and Elsa. Metaphorically, this scene illustrates the conquest of Anna's obstacles, which include not settling for superficial love at first sight or allowing a man to fight her battle. This scene is the culmination of both princesses having performed selfless acts of love. Anna and Kristoff are able to come together as equal partners, and Elsa can now control her powers to save the kingdom. Okay, so we start out, the way it starts out, it's talking about the Disney princess has been a fixture in American culture. So how does this relate to real life? How do we see the issues that we see in Black Panther? How is it relatable to real life? And then it goes into the essay, Slamming the Door. Shira Fader sheds light on what Elsa and Anna's relationship, and she talks about that. Notice that we don't have a synopsis of the movie. If you want to put in a quick one-sentence synopsis of Black Panther, that's fine, but you shouldn't be spending time relaying what the plot is to the movie, okay, because this is super short. Once they talk about how it's relatable to our culture, and then the essay, then down at the bottom, they start talking about this specific scene, and they describe what happens in the scene. I would like a little bit more description than this, a few more pages, maybe a few more adjectives. describing what the scene looks like. What is significant about what is in the scene? Are the colors significant? Is the music significant? Is the words that they're saying significant? What is it in particular that makes this scene stand out? And then relate it to the overall message of the movie. Okay, so what you are going to use with, go ahead and get out the thematic paradigm. Hopefully you all still have that from your what did I do? It's by Robert Ray. So it would make sense that your source as a lens essay would start talking about heroes, because that's what this is talking about. It's talking about different types of heroes. So how could we connect this to America? When we wrote a summary or we wrote whatever about the thematic paradigm, it's about the issue America has with what? What?
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say the same narrative on Outlaw Heroes.
Yeah, and what do we call that? The what of man. When you're like cut in half, there's two sides to us. No. Let me see if I can find the actual word here. Probably not. The word I'm looking for is duplicity. And you can find a different word, but it's the idea that Americans are okay. It's on the very last. It's on like the second to last page. The split, profound duplicity. That's kind of what relates it to America, is this, we find duplicity in ourselves. Two-sided characters in literature. We see it in film. And then it goes in, it talks about, gives, what's the word I'm looking for? Characteristics of the outlaw hero and the official hero. Okay, so you can say that the official hero, you can talk about the official hero. If you only want to talk about the official hero, that's fine, because this paper is so short. You maybe don't have time to go into talking about the official hero and the outlaw hero. If you only want to talk about the outlaw hero, that's fine. Give some examples of outlaw heroes. Tell me what their characteristics are. Do we have outlaw heroes in real life? Yeah. So connect that, bring in the article, and then talk about the specific scene from the Black Panther. And then when you are ending it, this scene is the culmination of both princesses having performed selfless acts of love. Anna and Kristoff are able to come together as equal partners, and Elsa can now control her powers to save the kingdom. So what is the scene a culmination of, and what does it reveal? Okay, so you can have the rest of today to write, and you can have tomorrow to write, and then it's going to be due tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. This should be cited as a PDF. I believe that it gives, or I will email the link to you if you can't find it. And then obviously Black Panther is just cited as a movie. And if you're not sure how to do that, go to the free. Do you guys have any questions over this? It should just be pretty easy. Because it's short, be careful not to use a lot of quotes. Paraphrase more than use quotes. then I think on Wednesday, we will move on to obedience to authority. I think I need to double check myself. All right, let me know if you have any issues. If you want to keep this, the example, you can. If you don't want it, oh my gosh, I'm sorry.